Alright, here comes the tuppy. Reasons you will hear as I condemn myself. I am going to be talking about Furious 7 and Paul Walker. The recently released Furious 7 isn't just the most ridiculous entry in the 14-year-old Fast and Furious franchise, but also become by far the biggest opening weekend earner in the entire series. This weekend saw Furious 7 take $384 million worldwide, with 143.6 million of that coming from American audiences. This makes it not only the biggest April opening weekend of all time, but the 9th biggest opening weekend of all time. That's more than every single movie in the Twilight Saga, more than Sony's first Spider-Man movie, and far more than every single Star Wars movie got on their first weekends. Furious 7's domestic launch was the biggest since 2013's The Hunger Games Catching Fire, the 6th biggest movie launch in U.S. history, which raised $158 million on its first weekend. The newest movie is certainly bigger and brasher than previous outings, amazing such a thing was actually possible, but keeping track of 15 years of increasingly wacky antics from Vin Diesel, Michelle Rodriguez, and the departed Paul Walker was a tricky task. The result is a bit of a mess, redeemed somewhat by skydiving cars, constant affirmations of family and friendship, and The Rock flexing so hard that he slaps a protective cast off his arm. Okay, that last part, not me. I have not seen the movie, or in fact any of the Fast and Furious movies for that matter. In fact, I cannot condone the content of the movie. I'm sure I'll reach one person with this, and that'll be it. But here we have cars doing all kinds of violent and illegal things, the least of which involves racing cars through miraculously empty streets, going at insane speeds and causing all kinds of mayhem when their movie but then moves on to all kinds of things cars simply should not be doing. I mean, this is what we show our kids? That's okay? I personally have heard on my street late night racing. I mean, so fast it'll wake a heavy sleeper like me. Fast. And yes, I have heard accidents and seen police lights, and where do you think the kids saw this as being okay? Movies like The Fast and the Furious. Okay, now I want to talk about Paul Walker. This is going to make me unpopular, but this is Bipolar Opposites, and I invite you to see this situation from an opposing view. Everyone says the death of Paul Walker was sad and tragic, and I partially agree, but the man was driving over 100 miles per hour. That is something that should not be done anywhere but the Autobahn. To control the car at that speed is insanely difficult. He completely totaled the car with that crash, and the whole thing is his own fault. Seriously, Google it. Now, I'm digging my own grave when I say this, but Furious 7 would not have been as big a box office smash had Paul Walker not died. People will see this and see the dead Paul Walker alive in it, and automatically it's a good movie. I've read reviews that this movie wasn't even all that great. It's just that Paul Walker's last movie. Look at The Dark Knight, which was a good movie, but since Heath Ledger died and this was his last movie, people flocked to the theater. I'm not predicting Furious 7 as a bad movie. I'm just saying that since Paul Walker died, it was a huge draw.